Yo, Snake Man. Snake Man is nice. Yo, what is up, you guys? It's your boy. Welcome to my world. Here today with One Piece chapter 895. Yo, Katakuri, Beastly, Gear 4th Luffy, Snake Man, Beastly. Yo, my boy, Luffy. Luffy came through. This man, when he does the Cobra, he can accelerate into a jet Cobra. His acceleration, his speed in this form is ridiculous. Using the Cobra to manipulate and kind of deceive Katakuri's observation haki by him thinking Luffy's attacks are only linear. No, when he's in Gear 4th, I don't care what Gear 4th it is. When he's in Gear 4th, even when he's in Bounce Man, he still has the malleability to like turn his arm left or turn his arm right or go up or go down when he's already in like a linear fashion. So his attack range and his speed just make up for almost everything that he was lacking. He still get beat out in armament haki though, because we see that even though he's in Gear 4th Snake Man, his punches even aren't really doing anything to Katakuri when he's in his brick mochi mode on his arms. And speaking of Katakuri's arms, let me tell y'all, man, Katakuri came through after he figured out what Luffy was actually doing with the whole Culverin and the Snake Man and the whole thing, how he was using his malleability and all that stuff to catch him off guard and all that stuff, catch him on the side, catch him in the back and all that. He then pulls this move out. It's called Slayer. Sliced Mochi Slayer, and he basically puts armament haki all over his forearm. He expands all the mochi in his forearm, and it's basically like he puts spikes on it, looking like a mace, like a mallet or something. You know what I'm saying? And coming through, at first he's like a donut. He basically turns his whole. I mean, he's already mochi, but he basically like kind of liquefies it. Turns into a fucking donut. So he's like rolling at Luffy, and then he pulls out the arm. And it's like he's about to dunk on Luffy, and this man just, But no, he goes for like an arm bar, gets Luffy, and Luffy can't move. For one thing, because of the momentum at which he's doing. Because when he gets Luffy, he gets him right, he gets basically his whole body, and then he swings him up in the air and shit. So the mochi is sticky, so Luffy can't move. So Luffy's like stuck there, and Luffy's trying to struggle and get out, and Katakuri, he's like, I've had it. And then this man, he slams Luffy on the ground, and he looks fierce. He looks like an animal himself. Like, this man came through with all the force. He broke the mirror world ground. There is like an empty hole. There's like a huge hole in the mirror world ground. Like, I don't know exactly what that means. Can you fall through the mirror world? Like, if you fall through it, will you go on the other side? Like, I don't know. But this man, he basically dunked Luffy. He said, there's no basket, I'll make the basket. This man came through, boom, like he was Kobe, like he was LeBron. Like, I'm like, bro, Katakuri, that's disgusting. Speaking of Kobe and his greatness, my boy Luffy, he gets out the ground. This man, he comes back at Katakuri. You know what I'm saying? They're just exchanging punches. You see him like hitting each other. Like, it looks like Naruto versus Sasuke. Like, they final fight. They just getting each other blow for blow. Like, they end up like punching each other out. And then Luffy, he comes back, freaking air times it. He goes, arches his back, his legs, and everything. This man, he has a new technique called Black Mamba. And it's basically like Luffy's organ gun in Bounce Man, where he is like, he's like moving his arms like fast as shit, and it's like he makes like 3 of his arms, or like 2 after images, basically 2 after images of his arms on each side, and it's basically like he's punching you like rapid fast. You know what I'm saying? Like an organ gun. This man, he has the Black Mamba. He's hitting like he's trying to hit Katakuri, dodging everything that Luffy was doing. And then my boy, he started using his legs and shit. And Katakuri got some long ass legs now. Like, you don't want to fuck with Katakuri like leg game, Sanji. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. But yeah, kicks Luffy in the face, knees him in the face. Luffy comes back. He's like, okay, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? And then he starts doing the donut thing, preparing himself for the Slayer attack. And then Luffy's like, okay, fuck this shit. He does the King Cobra, or the King Python, or something like that. I think it's King Cobra. So he basically like, he's like moving his arm and just like bouncing it off his shit and shit. And this man, he's coming through. And one thing I did notice about Luffy, when he's in Python, like in all the gears, he has to keep a certain stance. Like in Gear 4th, he has to keep doing this and bouncing. You know what I'm saying? But in Python, it's just like he has to keep on moving. Basically, that's what I see. It's like a lot of movement. And when he in his stance, his fists are like this. It was just the whole chapter. It was just fighting, and it was just badass. Especially when KATAKURI slams it on Luffy, and then Luffy arches his back. Black Mamba. I'm like, bruh. You just see them when they punch each other. You just see the lightning just crackling and shit, just like from every punch, because they're in constant arm hockey. So they're just dude, like they just keep blow for blow for blow. You know what I'm saying? They just keep going at each other, and the lightning will not stop. Like when he slammed it down. I'm sorry, I mentioned this a lot, but it was the dopest part of the chapter. When he slammed it down. Boom! When he slammed Luffy down, the lightning was everywhere, y'all. Let me tell y'all, the lightning was everywhere. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and then at the end of the chapter, y'all got Luffy, KATAKURI coming at each other. Big explosion, you know what I'm saying? So most likely we're not going to see KATAKURI and Luffy. We're probably going to focus on Sanji and Capone and Big Mom and Perospero and Smoothie and all them. And then next time we see Luffy and KATAKURI, it may be like one more chapter or one more panel where they're gonna give it everything they got, probably. In reference to Luffy's Snake Man, I was kind of wrong because it doesn't really incorporate observation. I mean, it's a good counter against observation hockey, because when you're using observation hockey, you're like you're not just using your eyes. You're using your sixth sense, and you're trying to find like the aura, you know what I'm saying? And KATAKURI can see the future, but he has to be focused. So I'm saying KATAKURI is probably not as focused. So when Luffy catches him off guard and stuff like that, that's like the best counter for hockey, because it's like now you're shaken, and also now that you're shaken, you're gonna question your observation hockey, and then you're gonna get flustered, and then your observation hockey is gonna fail you, and then that's when Luffy's gonna beat your ass. So you have it to where Luffy has created a pretty good counter against observation hockey, against very skillful observation hockey users. Now, what I really want to see is that Lion Man. Just bring that Lion Man out. You know what I'm saying? Just bring him out and have it to do like I don't know whether or not Snake Man is better than Bounce Man, because Snake Man is obviously faster, but I don't know if Snake Man can fly. I know he can still retract his arm and stuff like that, but I haven't seen him retract. I don't think I saw him retract his legs at all. He's and for Gear 4's like size, Luffy's pretty much the same. He's a bit bigger, but aside from that, he's not as big as like Nightmare Luffy or like Bounce Man. He's definitely not as big as Tank Man full version. So I see Snake Man as like a medium. You know what I'm saying? Lion Man is going to be the one, though. I'm telling you, mark my words, Lion Man is coming. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, this chapter was beastly. Literally, you got Luffy, Black Mamba, you got my boy KATAKURI coming through, slamming it down. You already know. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about the chapter. If you enjoyed, click the thumbs up button, subscribe, click the little bell if you want to get the notifications when I post, and I will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a good day wherever you live.